Long ago, in a village nestled between the great mountains of Kenya, there lived a beautiful girl named Wambui, whose pride was as striking as her appearance. She rejected every young man who came to ask for her hand in marriage, declaring that none were worthy of her beauty. Before we continue, I welcome you to Storyline Haven. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. "I will only marry someone as radiant as the moon itself," she would announce, turning away suitors who were strong, kind, or wealthy. Her parents worried, for in their community, a woman who refused all marriages brought concern to her family. The young men of the village grew tired of her rejections. The elders warned her, "Wambui, pride is like a pot with no bottom. It can never be filled. Choose a good husband from among our people, someone whose character you know." But Wambui only laughed and continued to draw water from the river, tossing her head at every man who approached. One evening, as the full moon rose over the mountains, casting silver light across the valley, a stranger appeared in the village. He was extraordinarily handsome. His skin seemed to glow with an inner light, and he wore robes that shimmered like moonbeams on water. Every woman in the village gasped at his beauty, but his eyes were fixed only on Wambui. "I have heard of your beauty," the stranger said, his voice smooth as honey, "and of your wish to marry someone as radiant as the moon itself. I have come from far away to make you my bride." Wambui's heart leaped with joy. Finally, here was someone worthy of her. Without consulting her parents or seeking the wisdom of the elders, she agreed to marry him that very night. The stranger said they must leave immediately for his home in the mountains, as his people were waiting to celebrate their union. Wambui's mother begged her to wait, to allow them to perform the proper ceremonies and to learn more about this mysterious man. But Wambui was blinded by her pride and his beauty. She gathered her belongings and followed the stranger into the night. As they walked, the moonlight illuminated their path. But as they climbed higher into the mountains, away from the village fires, Wambui began to notice strange things. The man's shadow seemed wrong, sometimes appearing to have strange shapes within it. When clouds passed over the moon, he seemed less substantial, as if he might fade away. They walked through the night, climbing higher and higher. Wambui's feet grew sore, and she asked, "How much farther to your home?" "Not far now," he replied, but his voice seemed to echo strangely off the rocks. As dawn approached, the stranger began to change. His beautiful face grew pale and began to fade. His shimmering robes turned gray and tattered. Wambui watched in horror as the man who had seemed so perfect transformed before her eyes. His skin became translucent, his body began to drift upward, and she realized with terror that she had married the moon itself, a celestial being who could only take human form under his own light. "Please," she cried, "let me return to my village." But the moon spoke coldly. "You wished to marry someone as radiant as the moon itself. You rejected the good men of your village, men of substance, of character, of earthly flesh and blood. You shall have what you desired. You will live in the sky with me, appearing only at night, forever separated from your people, your family, and the warm earth you knew." Wambui wept bitterly, but it was too late. As the sun rose, she felt herself becoming lighter, less substantial. She drifted upward with her celestial husband, and the villagers below saw two figures ascending into the fading night sky. From that day forward, the people say that sometimes when you look at the full moon, you can see the shadow of a girl's face within it. The face of Wambui, who learned too late that true worth is not found in radiance or beauty, but in the solid earthly virtues of kindness, wisdom, and genuine connection. Her story became a teaching for generations. Choose substance over surface, character over appearance, and never let pride blind you to the good that stands before you. For the brightest light can cast the darkest shadow, and what glitters in the distance may prove cold and empty when reached.